Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. So Anthony brought in his CVO for a full audio upgrade. This is the second time we've worked on his bike. He came in a couple of months ago for a tune. We realized after we got into the bike that we couldn't tune it because it didn't have a DSP. So we had to add a DSP and then tune the bike. The bike sounded okay. He was happy with it for a couple of weeks. Then he just reached out to me and decided that at the end of the riding season, we were going to do the whole thing over. He was misled by the shop that did the original install. I don't think they did it on purpose. I think they just didn't know what parts were available. So they told him he could not do 6x9s in his CVO lids because he had the lock assemblies. So the power locks. We've been doing 6x9s and 8s in these even before the adapters became available. Once the adapters became available, it was just easier for us to use the adapters than to spend 2-3 hours fabricating adapters. So American Hardbag makes the 5x7 to 6x9 adapters, and the part number for the 5x7 to 6x9 for the CVO is literally 5x7 to 6x9 CVO. That's the part number. The difference between the two kits is the 5x7 to 6x9 adapter, it doesn't come with a spacer to clear the lock assembly. It just sits in there perfectly. The power lock assembly is a swivel and a cable assembly that goes behind the latch, so it actually takes up a half an inch of space. So the 6x9 does not fit in there with the regular adapter, so it has to be spaced out about an inch. And that gives the 6x9 floats over the lock assembly, and the spacer goes inside. So the spacer is a 5x7 spacer. It's spaced out an inch. And as a matter of fact, let me show you. Okay, here's the box that the adapter comes in. It's 5x7 to 6x9 factory speaker lid adapter. Now, this is what the standard adapter looks like. So it's raised. You can see that it's raised. And it gives you room to mount the 6x9 on this side, 5x7 on this side. American Hardbag makes an excellent kit to make sure it's waterproof. It comes with gasket tape, and it comes with stainless steel hardware. It's a complete kit. Even comes with instructions. You scan the QR code, and it takes you to a step-by-step video on how to install these. It's kind of tricky to do it right, but it shows you exactly what tools to use, where to cut, how to get a watertight fit. So this is the standard adapter for the non-CVOs. When you have the CVO, it comes with this spacer. There's two different styles of this spacer. Some have the tweeter provision, so you can run a Diamond MO75 on top of the 6x9, like that. Or it comes with just the spacer and the center is hollowed out. So this spacer is what allows the lock to clear. So that extra height that it gives you on the side allows the lock cable assembly to slide right in here and allows you to retain your factory locks. So when it's fully assembled, looks like that. So it goes this way with the 6x9 on the bottom. So we removed their homemade kit that was letting water in the bags. He was getting water in the bag because it's really hard to make these adapters because of the curve, and especially going around the lock assembly cable and still keeping it watertight. So since they couldn't fit a 6x9, they did a 6.5. The 6.5 that they chose is a Pro Audio 6.5, so it's really loud, but it has absolutely no mid bass at all. So we took that out. He had some DB Drive G2 motos in the front. So since this was the third time he was spending money to get the audio upgrade on the bike, Anthony is the type that wants to do it one time and do it right. So he chose the CVO. He's really happy with the CVO. He just wasn't happy with the audio. He wanted to do the audio one time, so one and done, and it didn't happen. So he told me that within reason, whatever it costs to make it right, he wanted to do it. So we came up with a game plan. We ended up going with, he actually upgraded himself in the front to Euphoria Xpert carbons. I was just going to recommend the DB Drive Moto 6 CDs since we were only going to run 135 watts of them. he insisted on going with the best. So needed something that was 4 ohms. So then the Bema with the horn was out of the question. So that it only leaves the Euphoria Xpert. He chose the Carbon Neo. That's what he wanted in the front. For the lids, we went with the Hertz 690 Neos. And in the bags, we ended up going with Hertz 200L mid-bass drivers. Running 2 Evo X 800.4s. He already had 1 Evo X in the front running, because the bike came in as a 4-speaker bike. So he had DB Drive Moto G2s in the fairing, and he had some Memphis 6.5s in the lids. So we added a second Evo X 800.4. We kept the HKI Mini DSP that we had sold him a couple of months ago. And we had already done a T-harness for him. The radio was already flashed. So we ended up with the Euphoria Xpert carbon coaxes in the fairing. 2 Sound Digital Evo X 800.4s also in the fairing. HKI Mini DSP with our T-harness also in the fairing. We went with the American Hardbag Cvo 6x9 to 5x7 adapters with the lock provision spacers, Hertz 690 Neo 6x9s, and Hertz 8-inch 200L mid-bass drivers cut into the side of the saddlebags. Ran a second run of Stinger oxygen-free copper wiring, upgraded the ground on the bike, and even though he didn't need a lithium, he would have been fine with just an AGM. He insisted on a Braille G30 lithium, so now this bike can play for hours without having to start the bike. The entire time we tuned the bike, we didn't even need to put it on a charger. The Braille gives you that much extra power and that much runtime. So we tuned it. We went over a couple of, we RTA tuned it. I played him 8 to 10 songs on my phone, then we switched over to his Android phone, and we played about 20 songs. He wanted to make sure he was really happy with the way it sounded before he took it home. It was a pleasure to tune for him because he knows what the music's supposed to sound like. He knows what he's listening for. So he would take it to certain sections of certain tracks to make sure it sounded right, and it did. Whatever minor adjustments he wanted to do, we did. And we were really happy with the way it turned out. He was really happy the way it turned out. And let me share the build with you now. So this is what the other company did in the Cvo lids. They told the client that he could not run 6x9s and still have his power locks working. So they made an adapter plate out of wood, coated in some sound deadener, and screwed the speaker in with some studs. So they ran a Memphis 6.5. For the lids, this speaker created absolutely no mid-bass at all. So we're adding an amplifier to the Cvo, and then we got a fuse holder that's butt connected to the power line, and the power line is aluminum. So instead of just adding our power line, we're gonna have to remove this and start over. So there's the fuse they used. These are the fuses we're using. Much better current transfer, stronger connection, vibration proof.
Sometimes I get so worried, baby. You don't wanna sit down and cry. You don't wanna sit down and cry. So just leave.